This short lecture is about the use of critical zones. The two types of critical zones are zones of origination and target zones. On this chart, origination zones are pink, and we have one here, and you see one has just formed over on the right edge of the chart. The thinner target zones are blue and green, and when we expand the number that go on there, which we can do, they will also be red. The target zones and the edges of the origination zones are like magnets. Sometimes they attract prices and sometimes they repel the prices. When prices leave an origination zone, they commonly move at least to the nearby target zone and many times to the second target zone. Prices that gap to targets often bounce like a rubber ball off a wall. Here we're watching, or have seen, a target zone, an origination zone form, and the prices didn't get out of it. They just hung out. So let's speed this puppy up. Here you see the prices start quickly down below the support bar, the target bar, and bounce. And they quickly bounce back up to the edge of the origination zone. And prudence here is to take your profits. So you would have bought here and taken a profit here for some 8 or 9 points. Let's just call it 8. And if you were really aggressive, I think this is too risky, but you would have sold it here and perhaps held on to the end of the day to take it to here for another 6 or 7 points. Now let me speed this up again and skip the nighttime trading. Okay, this one I jumped ahead to 640. I couldn't easily get it to behave. And here again, we've opened up on the edge of an origination zone and had a really sharp down bar, which is worth a trade here. And I'm going to have to open up the next set of targets, which I haven't had on there just because it's easier to see. Okay, here are the downside target bars that this thing is going to go for. And you don't quite get there at the end of the day, and you have about a about a 19-point trade here to the end of the day. Come on. The thing to watch for tomorrow is the opening may get down. It may, even though it may get obscured. Let me move this now. It may get obscured, but you're going to see the opening is going to take us pretty close to this target bar. And it's going to reverse, and as it happens, it's going to set up a brand new origination zone. So let's move that forward about 10 hours. 617. Okay. I'm actually going to go ahead and slow this down a bit. Oh, you just jumped right out of there, didn't you? The trade, I'll double check it here, but this bar actually got down to 160.75, which is about there. So all the way down to the pink. And that's only half a point from being in this. So this bar actually basically bounced off this support point, this target bar. And if you bought it up here, you've had to suffer a little bit while it did this. But let's speed it back up. I think that it's going to take off again. Oh, look at that, an overlaying bar zone. And there are the new target bars, the two zones. These are the new ones from on the bottom. And this is the top, and there's another top one tucked right in here. And through that it goes, so the target becomes the pink zone. What are we looking? Actually, oh, I see, I'm sorry. So you're really looking at buying $16.39. How can this be? It isn't. You're looking at buying 1609 and taking that up to 1631 or 32 or 1633 even. So this is easily a 20-point trade if you take the aggressive route and buy this one and then sell up here. That's a 20 or 21-point trade. So you got 20 here, 19 here, 8 there, unless you decided to pick up a few of those. And the next day really doesn't come to much. A new critical zone, two new critical zones. Sure have a lot of concern. You have 3 zones here, 3 critical zones just above 1630. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the future. And that comes down and goes no place. So this was a little more than a wander. Okay, I'm going to shut this off. It's clear it's not going to be the one to use, but we're getting there.